So here we are. I'm just testing this out just to see if everything's working correctly. Right now, I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. Not now. Right now, I'm trying to like kind of organize my Google Drive, but I'm not sure what to do. You got Social Security. We got. This is in projects. Projects is in my drive. I wonder if you guys can hear that all the way downstairs. I would like for you to be able to hear that, but who knows, bro? Project my drive. It should be right here. Okay, we're gonna put that in. Well, my mom is pretty pissed about the breaker downstairs. One of our breakers are bad for the dryer. And a guy came in to check it and he said that it was loose and that it needs to be changed. And apparently we had like the same guy do it and he's had the same problems where the breaker is just not even working well. Everything is so like high energy everywhere, bro.
Hey, bro,
What?
can you button this for me, please? It's not a necklace, it's this.
2026. Hold on. Projects. Why would you get a shirt that you can't button yourself, bro?
Thank you, Abram. Thank you. Good God.
I mean, I'm thinking of getting my camera to record from like behind so that I have space. But I have like literally no space. Like my camera can go onto the side, and I guess I can move to the side like this, and then I could be working on my computer. But the problem is like there's like no space in this room. I think I can get it all the way up top there, but the problem with going all the way up top there is that it's blocking the door. And usually I would have more space in front of my computer desk, but I decided to move my computer desk up. I push everything back just so I could have space to play blackjack because that's what I want to start doing. That's why I'm recording more. I want to put something out there for everybody to see. Um, yeah, I'm just testing out the OBS software, And what I really like about it is that it's capturing sound very well. Uh, I'm not sure you can see my OBS software. I kind of hid it away from the screen. But yeah, yeah. As you can see, I have a lot of documents. This is from projects. All right, everything's working pretty well. Yeah, I'm just nervous about playing blackjack. You know what I mean? It's just nerve wracking. You know, it's just like, yo, bro, I don't want to lose all my money. That's typically the biggest reason why everybody has a problem playing, you know, casino games. But every time I hear a person play a casino game, they're like, yo, I won a bunch of money. I didn't even know how to play, and I played and I made money. That's how my dad was. He was like, yeah, I went to Atlantic City. I played and I made like $500. But I'm gonna take it to the next level where it's just like, no, bro, I'm gonna like professionally do this. Not professionally, like, it's not like I'll have the ability to like remember all of those moves that you're supposed to make and stuff like that. It's just that I'll be able to what I think is like professional is just like, oh, he actually makes money from that. Like that's a source of income for him. He doesn't play with that. Recently I just figured out where I'm going to put into some projects. I don't know what that was weird. Okay. I hope that didn't move to Google Keep Notes. Oh, this thing is acting jittery. I think that it's really important to show my computer screen. Uh oh, this thing is. Uh oh. Google Drive is clunky, bro. Google Drive is always clunky. I think it's just like too big of a thing for itself. Okay, 2023. So I have a bunch of notes that I have saved everywhere. I have notes here. Although these are not like. Yeah, these are old. These are old. 2020s, 2022, 2019. Yeah, this is old stuff. This is old stuff in my projects. These are just notes. These are recordings. Recording music. I've opened that since 2024. YouTube video. these are my YouTube backups. I don't think I need to do this, but like basically I don't want 5 terabytes. Why do I have 5 terabytes? Hold on, let me see something real quick. Yo, they added, I didn't see that. They added 3 more terabytes to their thing. Okay, okay. But am I gonna use it? That's the question. It's just like I don't really trust Google. The problem is like what people don't understand is if you were to go to jail, you would lose all that stuff. So my idea, one of my ideas is like jail insurance so that just in case, for example, you get put to jail, what it's going to do is going to give you money so it could so your life can keep going even though you're not there. So if you have certain bills that you want to pay, like obviously you're not going to want to pay your, let's say you live with your parents and you go to jail, you don't want to keep paying for, I don't know, um, Netflix, for example. You don't want to keep paying for Netflix and stuff like that. But basically, what I'm thinking, what it's going to do, it's going to hit your checking account of your choice, or it's going to be given to your family members. They usually have a beneficiary when it comes to stuff like that. Um, what it's going to do, that's mainly for just in case you go to jail. Um, I think that it's a great idea because what it's going to do, it's going to really help us like focus on who has problems, who's facing problems, because that's very important. Um, these people that are facing problems, it's not supposed to put a target on their back, but more like it should be like life insurance. It should be like coupled into life insurance because I feel like if you go to jail, that's like a kind of death. And we should treat it as such because of the way that people treat those people. They go to jail for like 30 years. 30 years. Imagine if you had a 30-year term uh, jail insurance policy. And then what it does is like, all right, you go to jail for 30 years, you get 100,000. That 100,000 can be used for bills to keep everything going. Um, Mostly it's for cloud storage. So I would have like now the problem with going to jail is usually like, for example, if you were to commit a very serious crime, like there's stabbing sprees. Like if a guy goes on a stabbing spree, he'll go to jail for like minimum 20 years, something like that. Maybe it's not even that much because it's like he didn't kill anybody, but he went on a stabbing spree. Maybe 20 years. So what they would do, they would add up all their expenses that they want to take care of, and so I would, for me, for example, I would put um, Google Drive, Microsoft Word. That's $30 a month. And then, do you need anything else? It's like, no, I don't think I need anything else. And that would be a 30-year policy. So 30 years times 30. I think if you do it a yearly subscription at Google, that would make it $200 a year. Uh, then it's $10 a month for Microsoft Word. So $10 plus 120 for a full year. So 320. So we have 320 times 30 years, 9,600. So you'll need a policy for about like $10,000. A $10,000 policy. Oh, I have that listed here. Google Sheets and life insurance. A $10,000 policy runs you about $10 a month. So instead of a life insurance policy, this would be a jail insurance policy. And if you could do 10,000 a month for $10 a month, that keeps everything running for 30 years. You could have a 20-year, you could have a 30-year, you know what I mean? Just like life insurance is based off of how long you think that you will be put in jail, and like the longest term will be like 50. And what this does, like, it will be like collecting information. It's just like those people that got jail policies, how many of those actually went to jail? You know what I mean? And I want it to be as small as like 2 cups of coffee a month. Something very small, something that you don't have to think about. It's like, oh, that was just $10. That was just $10 because how would we make any money off of this? There will be people buying $500,000 policies because, you know, they have a house, they have a mortgage, they have just imagine if Pablo Escobar saw this. He would have been like, yo, I'm getting $1 million policy. And the problem is, like, you're gonna have to pay it out, you know? It's like, oh shit, I have to actually pay this stuff out. So when I get to like the $1 million policies, maybe I would raise it up a little bit more because they can pay. You're not going to be seeing someone like me who lives at home, who's on disability and needs 30 years, you're not going to see me buying $1 million policy. Like, what am I paying for exactly? And what we're going to do, I don't think you can do that. I think you have to pay them the lump sum. We could pay on a yearly basis. You know what I mean? Make it a little bit more intricate. Make it a little bit more, think about it a little bit more. I made a video yesterday and I hit it out of the park, I think. Sooner or later, I'm going to be playing blackjack, and I'm not sure how I'm going to play it. It might be on a computer. It's easier on the phone because I get to lay out my stuff a little bit better. But I could do it. I could do it on a computer and record everything. That would be better, right? I think I've done all the research that I need. I don't need to do much anymore. I don't think I need to do much. April 16. This is my writing. I'm going to get out of Spotify. If I need to write a little bit more. Usually this is where I write. Writing is really an outlet that allows me to really express myself and not be afraid of expressing myself. You know, like there's some topics that I still won't even touch upon, but there's a lot of topics that I do touch upon, like how I feel on this medication and stuff like that. It's very important to be able to voice what you feel and how you react to certain things, because what I'm doing is I'm creating a book, and what that book will entail where is it? What this book will entail is how a schizophrenic feels on a day-to-day basis, like literally hardcore day-to-day. Like, this is what I feel today. This is what I feel today. But it's not even talking about like this is what I feel. It is talking about that stuff, but it talks about my dreams as well and what goes on in my dreams, because when you go to a hospital setting, you know, they actually ask you, they're like, did you have any nightmares? They ask you that every morning as you're taking your medication, because this is a daily thing. You know, they're very serious about it, but I don't think they get their point across, and they don't understand that. They're like, what more can we do to get our point across that you need to take this medication daily? It's like you need to convey it much differently. And you know, movies try to make it seem like they try to capture how that person feels. Like there's a movie called Beautiful Mind. And yeah, hold on, I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna see if this is actually recording me.